We are going to come back to it, but of course, we're super excited for you. But first of all, we do want to pivot. Thibaut Courtois, so good to have you with us. We appreciate you coming by. There must have been a long period this season where you felt like this moment would not personally be possible for you. How good does it feel?
No, it feels amazing, you know. I couldn't know this was going to happen. I dreamed about it a lot of times during the season that I wish we could play the final. I could play because originally I thought to play the end of April or middle of April. That would be 8 months. So, but then I ruptured my meniscus on the right. So then a lot of people thought, okay, now it's finished. But I kept on believing because I felt really good shape. I feel I'm stronger. And yeah, I believed. I played the first game against Cadiz. It went well. And in training I was playing well. So that's what Ancelotti also saw. So he has a lot of confidence in me. So I was happy I could play today and also keep a clean sheet. It was my 5th in a row now. So that's obviously nice.
You like that? We talked, well, I haven't because I understand it, but this panel talked a lot about, oh, he's only played 4 games. Is that really, is it? Just put us in that situation. You've been away for so long, you played 4 games, and then you get into this game. Is that difficult or is it not difficult?
No, for me it wasn't difficult because eventually.
Why are you looking at me? I didn't say anything.
No, you didn't. Mike has said it. Oh, he's not here.
No, eventually for a goalkeeper, and I've obviously a lot of experience already. It was my 3rd final now. I'm used to this game, so I live for them also. I think I needed 2 games. The one against Cadiz and Granada. They were the games where I still was like searching a bit, but it went well. But then Alaves at home and Betis at home were really where I felt comfortable, like always. So I didn't doubt that I had a problem with the rhythm or so from this game. So I'm happy I could keep a clean sheet, happy to help the team, and obviously very happy with the 2nd Champions League.
Yeah, it's a 2nd Champions League final where I think, first of all, you did get man of the match in the first, but I thought you were man of the match today. I thought you were the most important player for your winning team. If it hadn't been for you, you would have been 3-0 down. I mean, especially the save. Well, it wasn't even a save. It was Adeyemi was 1-on-1 with you when you were waiting for him and you pushed him wide. I think if they score there, this become a different game. And I thought you were absolutely outstanding today.
Thank you. I think the game was really difficult for us. The first half, we committed too much errors. But as you said, I think in that moment I can keep my cool. I knew, okay, I have to wait for him. I will not run out. He's faster than me. So I have to stay in my position and wait to see what he was going to do. Is he going to shoot? Is he going to try to dribble me? If he dribbles, he has to push the ball far because I'm tall also. So I just tried to not make a penalty, but if I could touch the ball, I touched the ball. And he went too wide. And obviously that's an important moment. The saves, I don't think they were too difficult that I had to make today. But yeah, I think I was happy to keep maybe calm and that the team feels I'm there behind them. And that calmness that the team feels with me, I think that sometimes it helps the players. You know?
You used the phrase there, keep your cool. What is it with this team and the management? I mean, there's never any panic. I mean, I go back to the game at the Anfield where you're 2-0 down and you just keep, just plucking away. What is it within the team?
I think it's to keep calm, and also in that game you mentioned I made a small mistake, but the games are long and you have to continue. And I think you can make mistakes, everyone can make mistakes, but it's how you respond to them, is how you change the game. And I think in halftime we knew we were playing bad and we said, listen, the worst happened, let's just win it. Carlo made some changes and we played better the second half.
Thibaut, there was a debate that for me wasn't a debate. You've been the best goalkeeper in the world for a very long time for me. You know it, and I told you. And I get annoyed when people say that you cannot play with your feet. That's a lie, massive lie. What do you have to say about that?
No, I think in some moments, obviously it looks less spectacular because I just do what I have to do. I think today I could not use it a lot, but you saw me in training in Belgium doing possession games, and you could see I was really good with my feet. So
yes,
obviously I'm maybe not playing those difficult passes like maybe Ter Stegen does, because I think he's the best with his feet from the goalkeepers. But I can handle myself well, and also in the first half, Toni just played me a ball and I had full crook behind me. I saw him and I played the first touch calm to Carvajal, or in the first moment the ball over Adeyemi. So I don't know. People always will try to find where to say you're maybe not one of the best, but I just keep on working hard and to improve myself day to day.
For me, you're complete, and you know what I think about you. So once again, I will agree with Peter. You're a man of the match for me tonight. Once again.
Congratulations. It's so good to meet you. Thank you so much. We do appreciate you coming through. Thank you.
If that goes one.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'll take this.
Yeah, thank you.
Amazing.
Thibaut.
Talk about a noisy entrance.
Okay. Yeah, you know it was all calm and
Just
considered.
gave
and
crash
all
our
that.
show.
Now the real show starts. Jude, talk to me. How does that
Wait,
feel?
wait, because Jude, first of all, has to explain something. We are so disappointed in you. What happened to the Micah celebration?
I've not scored in a while. So.
Well, you scored after we
scored
made the
since.
bet.
Hang on.
It's been 6
Shirt
months.
is there.
What size
You
is
have
that?
to put it on.
What size is it?
Oh, let me see.
You have to put it on.
Give it a try. We did say shorts and socks as well, by the way.
So the bet was you two played FIFA. I can't remember what the bet was. The bet was if Micah lost at FIFA, which you did, then Micah had to wear full kit, though we had said, everybody. But this don't really count, but okay. Full kit.
Is this going to fit?
But Jude also said that he would do a Micah celebration, and he didn't.
Oh,
They got
the
you.
hair.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Yes.
It's like a glove.
There we go.
I don't know now.
What we got in the back?
Beautiful. There it is.
Nice.
Zoom in on that. Zoom in on
Okay.
that.
He doesn't call you Bellingham, though. He calls you Bellingham.
Bellingham.
Yeah, I do. It's a Leeds thing. Bellingham, sorry.
I'll let you off. Because you're in the shirt now, I'll let you off. But.
Man, new league, new culture, new language, weight of the shirt, astronomical price tag. You've handled it all very nicely indeed.
Yeah, I think it's been a tough year because there's a lot that goes into playing for a club like Madrid. I don't think you realise the pressure until you get here. It's a heavy shirt, it's a heavy shirt, and to come here and to have this help that I've had and to perform like I have, it's because of everyone that I've got behind the scenes kind of looking after me, all the staff, the players. They make it a joy, and they take that weight right off you. And when I feel like that, when I feel relaxed, that's when I can perform.
Jude, we always talk about, everyone talks about the impact that you had, the assists, the goals, and the 4-3-1-2. But recently, I've seen you defending a lot for the team, and you had to do it today because what they did with Emerson coming in between the two centre-back and releasing the full-back going on, you had to defend a lot in the first half for Vinicius.
Yeah.
And you couldn't be where you're supposed to be. But can you tell people how much you do help the team also off the ball? People don't often see that.
I couldn't give a shit really what people think.
Yes!
Why is still in America?
Sorry.
He sounds like he's perfect for this show. Honestly, he's going to get in more trouble than me.
Oh, no, Jamie, don't worry. No one's going to get in more trouble than you.
Well, I don't really care what people say, to be honest. I think I do the work that I do, and if people can self, then great, and if not, then so what? You know what I mean? It's all about. I think modern football is about adjusting to the roles that you get given. I think it's not enough anymore to be a player who plays in only one position. I think, the City game when I was more or less playing as a false nine, having to hold up the ball, it was horrible. I hated it, but you have to do it because the coach asks, and it helps the team. And in the end, if it means you get to enjoy nights like this, then I'll play whatever position I have to.
Jude, you've been voted the best player in La Liga. It's your first year at Real Madrid. You've now won the Champions League. I mean, the Euros is in a few weeks. If you bring the Euros home, you're Ballon d'Or, aren't you?
Wow.
What do you think? I mean, I'm voting for you.
Got to get past
That means a lot
first.
to be fair, it's the first time he's back. Something Madrid, isn't it, for the last 2 weeks?
Don't you start me at the ball behind the
He
goal.
was City, he was Dortmund.
I'm never City.
But no,
Stop changing the subject.
Sorry.
Ballon d'Or.
Not something to think about, really. I think when the other
I don't believe you.
when the other lads have won so much, they maybe can start to focus on the individual stuff. But when you're kind of like me and you've not won enough at this point, it's all about the team trophies, man. I think you look back, and I don't think you guys really look back on any regrets about what you have as individuals, would you say? I don't know.
Micah does a bit.
Really?
I went out a bit.
Problem. I mean, I don't think you look back and think, I wish I had the more individual trophies. I mean, Champions League winners here. I'm sure you wouldn't change it for anything.
You've been. I want to go back to you being sort of voted the best player. Everyone's going to be talking about you, the Ballon d'Or. Do you look up to players in that dressing room who are on sort of 5 and 6 Champions League winning medals?
Massively. I think when you come into the training ground every day, you see the standards they're set, you see the level that they are in every aspect of the game and the professionalism. You almost feel like if you don't get yourself to that level in terms of professionalism, then you're letting them down. So they're a great guidance for the young players, and that's why we're probably so accustomed to these big games now.
1 second, sorry. I'm really sorry to do this. We totally messed up the timing of inviting you into the show. Alessandro, we have to say thank you and goodbye. Thank you so much. I know you're needed. He's needed back at the network that he chose over us.
That was a good present, by the way.
I just come in for the glasses.
Again, this glass. I'll bring a new pair for you. Ciao, everybody.
Thierry, I know you had it.
No,
Thank you so much,
Jude,
Alessandro. You had a question, Thierry.
Jude, you said something very important. Aurelien Tchouameni came earlier to me, and I said congratulations to him. And I said, look, you know, you won your first one. He went, yeah, I won my first one. But some of the guys won 6. I need to go back to work. Is that the spirit of the club?
That's the feeling, you know. All year it's a bit awkward, you know, when they're talking about how many Champions Leagues they've won and you can't really contribute to the conversation. And now it's like, it's similar because they'll all now be talking about 6 and 7 and what else. And, you know, it's a constant reminder to keep going, you know what I mean? I think you can settle and be happy with the one, or you can try and aim for more. And I think that's the level of this club requires.
You talk about how heavy the shirt is. Obviously, you know, I played on the other side, you know, yeah, I mean, we will leave that on the side. But can you explain to people, please, the pressure of the press, the debate every night, the us and Marca, 6 pages only on Real Madrid. Please, people said to me that the press is bad in England. I said, what? Go in Spain and you'll find out. Please explain.
I think, you know, it's how quickly stuff can get to the media, how quickly they can change the idea of you, things like that. I remember like when I was struggling with my ankle and there was a new story every day about what game I'd be back for, and you know, you can't really avoid it, but you've got to embrace it as well. I have to say the fans are the ones that kind of cover it up. I think everyone spoke about how kind of told me about the fans, be careful of the fans, and honestly I've come here, it's completely the wrong mentality. If you give everything for the fans, you perform the right way, you show the right face, you embrace the culture, they're gonna take to you. And yeah, it's important that I use my own experiences to learn.
Before you go, trims. Let's talk trims.
Oh my God,
we asked everyone the most important serious
You
stuff
already
on it.
asked him, didn't you?
The trim looks fantastic, I'm not going to lie.
Thank you very much. And yours as well.
It's more expensive than mine though, isn't it? Go on, be honest.
Maybe slightly. I don't know, the spray on yours looks
It's heavy, and it's a bit thick.
It's a bit too much.
You had to be careful putting that shirt on, didn't you?
It's a bit too much.
Jude, we appreciate you so
Thank you
much.
very
You are a CBS favourite. In fact, you're the CBS favourite. Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Jamie, pleasure. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, as everyone says goodbye to Jude, we are going to go to a very quick break. We'll be right back. We've still got more to come for you. Stay with us. Well, it was a massive night here at Wembley for Real Madrid. And last month, it was a big day for the Como investor amongst us, Thierry Henry. We are going to get to that. But first of all, we want to say a very warm welcome to friend of the show, Alessandro Del Piero. It is good to see you. You are right here doing a different network. We won't take offence. We won't take it personally that you decided to work for somebody else tonight, not us.
Me either. I mean,
Could you take offence?
I mean, we were close neighborhood, you know. And,
exactly. It was nice to see you. So we want to show you something because we think you'll enjoy this as well. Thierry Henry, of course, still recovering from the ride that he endured on the last and promotion deciding day of Italy's Serie B season. Take a look at this, everybody.
I just said to you, when you go back to this type of moments, you don't really recover. But you need to go forward and try to build on what you just did. You know, Marco Reus is leaving, so it's going to be a new era. He's almost, I think, will carry on.
Nice to see him come onto the pitch, wasn't it, Marco Reus?
Yes, it is. I'm sure he would have liked to finish in a nice way, but then Kroos wouldn't have finished in a nice way.
Right.
Then, you know, it's a tough one.
Thierry, I want to ask you a question as a coach. We were both debating which manager was going to make the first change, because it's going well for Borussia Dortmund. Do you change it? He makes the change. It's not Marco Reus's fault that they end up losing the game. But if we get a chance to speak to Carlo Ancelotti, but I want to ask you, how tough is it as a coach when your team's not playing well to actually not make a change?
The thing is, we noticed it, right? Dortmund were starting to be tired. And we talked about it. Adeyemi wasn't bringing that ball anymore. Jadon Sancho wasn't bringing that ball anymore. And I know Adeyemi was playing very well, but he was dead. And I think he just wanted to put some fresh legs to be able to bring the ball on the other side, like they were doing in the first half more often than not. And then that's why he went for the change. But at one point, you almost let the game decide what's going to happen. And then they were tired. That's why he went first with the switch.
Oh, Champions League. What a league. A lot of fun, this one. Best league in the world, isn't that what you always say? You've enjoyed tonight, Micah?
You know, I've absolutely loved it, you know. I mean, Absolute pleasure just to be working with you guys. Champions League.
It sounds like he's leaving.
No,
Are you leaving?
I'm just, you know, special moments. I'm sad it's coming towards.
We've got another hour,
and then,
you know.
Don't worry about that. I just,
We'll be back in September.
We will.
Yes.
Make sure you stay with us.
With us. Here in London.
Can you help me with the lyrics? Así gana
Madrid. Así.
That's how Real Madrid wins, which is how?
It seems quite normal, but it's not normal. It's something special to be able to win for this club 6 Champions League in 10 years. Because, as what happened tonight, it's difficult. Because the Borussia Dortmund played really well. They were strong and better than us in the first half. And in that moment, you have to stay calm, control. No, calm. I said to the players, first half, calm. It is a fantastic result, 0-0, because they played better and they could deserve to stay up. Second half was better.
What changed, you feel?
I think first we lost a lot of balls, and they were strong in transition, and we didn't have a good balance. They had 2 opportunities with Adeyemi full crook. We could have avoid to lose the ball and more balance in transition to stay strong at the back, because it was quite clear that they were playing like this, low block and transition.
So at halftime, was the calmness in the changing room? Was people saying, "Come on, guys"? Or you just waiting for your moment to say something?
No, they were not nervous. They were calm and said, we have to do better. They were agreed to do that they could do better about all the first 10 minutes. And the second half, we started better.
And then the logic says that Real Madrid scores with a header from the shortest guy on the pitch, who is a full-back.
Yeah, but Carvajal is really dangerous. I think on set pieces this season we did really well. Carvajal scored a few goals also in the league. I think in Sevilla. He's really good. He's not tall, but he's really good.
He just equaled the Di Stefano era, 6 titles in 11 seasons.
This generation of players, starting from also the players that were not here, Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale, did a fantastic epoch. 10 years, 6 finals, 6 victories. It's something unbelievable to think.
Have you got the cigar with you? Have you got the cigar?
No. I am in the dressing room.
Congratulations.
Can you hear it? Can you hear the song in the background? Michael, I know you don't know the words, or at least you didn't last time. It's the Beatles, though.
Hey, Jude.
What?
So you sing this song?
Hey, Jude.
What did he sing?
Na 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 na.
It's like
Hey, Jude. Oh, City. Jude Bellingham.
Volley. Carlo Ancelotti, fantastic of him to take the time to speak to Guillaume there. His longevity in the game, it is just incredible if you think about the number of Champions League titles and the year span across which he's won that. 2003, 2007, 2014, 2022, 2024. How much longer does he go in the game?
Look, it doesn't look like he's going to leave. They love him there. We know he's coming next. You know, don't forget that Hendrik is coming also with, it's going to be announcing, right? Kylian.
When you say we, who do you mean?
Oh, exclusive.
No, there's no exclusive. Not at all. Fun is gone. No exclusive. We know he's coming anyway. But look, you know, it's going to be again the team to beat. So, it's just a tough one. Look, they won the league. They just won the Champions League without the guys that are going to come. So it's not a need, really. It's a luxury. That's what Madrid is. They can. What a coach.
I think what's so exciting about them as well when you watch them play is that often
He's going to dance. He's going to dance.
He's going to dance.
Oh, that's nice.
I was going to say what's so exciting about them.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, great shot. The thing about Real Madrid is that you feel that they could do this for decades to come, that their core, their young core is so impressive. It's not just players like Toni Kroos, who, yes, is leaving, Luka Modric, who, yes, is aging and may depart sometime soon. They've got such a young, exciting core of players.
That's exactly it. It's so exciting. If you look at Mendy at left back, you got Camavinga at midfield, who's outstanding. Tchouaméni, who did start, but we know what he can do. But bought for 100 million pounds, so 120 million. Bellingham, Rodrigo, Hendrick come in, Kylian come in. This team's only going to get better. And we have to give a shout out to Valverde as well, because he might not be one of the stars of the team, but he always puts in a shift.
Don't slip on Arda Güler.
Yes.
You know, the little kid at the end finished the season really well. It's going to be tough because we know who's coming and what they have. But he announced himself on the scene.
Welcome back, everybody. Let me fill you in on why there's only 3 of us over here, and that's because Jamie Carragher thought, my goodness, we're a long way from where all the players are, so here's what I'm going to do as a team member. This is Jamie Carragher speaking. I'm going to go over there, I'll get a player, and I'll bring him back to the desk. That was the plan, right? What does Jamie do as soon as he sees a player over there? Thinks, I know, I can be the star of the show. Let me speak to Toni Kroos, the man of the moment, get an interview for myself, and there it's happened. If you want to see, he's currently arguing with a UEFA executive. He may be arrested by the end of the evening. We'll keep you up to date. Anyway, let's listen into that Toni Kroos interview. Here you go.
Look at him.
Where is he?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Am I okay to speak to you?
Yeah, no problem.
Last game, you've gone out. You've been a legendary footballer, but to go out in your last game as a Champions League winner for Real Madrid?
Yeah, it could be worse. That was a plan, I guess. So, but of course, it's difficult to plan this, but it's crazy. It seems like, I mean, even we didn't do our best match today, obviously, but it seems that in these games we're not able to lose.
I mean, in the game, you struggled in the first half, but you showed your class in the second half. I mean, what did the manager say to you at half-time? Because obviously Borussia Dortmund were on top.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the best at halftime was the result, I guess. So we were pretty lucky in the first half. We didn't do a good game. We changed some things. We tried to be a bit more compact. The coach put Jude some meters right next to me to be a bit more compact in this area, and I think it helped. And especially, I think after we scored, I think we improved a lot. And then there was no doubt anymore. But first half, we struggled a lot, to be honest. Yeah.
You play for a huge club, one of the biggest clubs in the world in Bayern Munich, but then you come to Real Madrid. What is different and special about Real Madrid that you have so much success in the Champions League?
You don't lose finals. I think that's a good base to have, I guess. Now, I think it's crazy when you see the way to the finals over the last years, that it comes about quality, of course, but the mentality is crazy to even be the worst team, but win these games. I think it's a lot of believing, and that's I think that separates this club from all the others.
One last question. When we think about Real Madrid, we think about Di Stefano, we're told about Gento, all these famous players. I mean, what does it feel like to be on that level now?
I mean, amazing. 6 titles in Champions League is crazy. Definitely something I never thought I'm going to achieve, but I mean, it's a day.
Well done, you're an absolute legend. What a way to go out.
Thank you, Jamie. All the best.
There you go. Jamie Carragher gets everywhere, doesn't he? Okay. I tell you what, we're going to take you through some highlights. Why don't we start with this? Dani Carvajal, of course, who we know scored the first goal for Real Madrid. Right before he'd scored that goal, he had another opportunity, very similar, almost gave Borussia Dortmund fair warning of what was coming.
It was exactly the same. And for someone who's not scored that many goals, a great opportunity from at the front post. I'm thinking Dortmund, they've got to do better there. They've got to know what he's doing. They've got to know what the setup's going to be. He gets up above, I think it's Madsen
in front of Madsen.
And then
second one was full crook.
This one here, again, front post, really good leap from him. We've got to give it from the goal point of view at the start. It was really good. But it's poor defending from Dortmund. Gets above full crook. And you knew, once he scored this goal, it was Real Madrid's night. Devastating blow from him, it really was. But fair play to Carvajal.
Yeah, we're going to show you the second goal as well, which of course came from Vinicius Jr. You want to take us through this one?
Yeah, well, I mean, we talked about it, but I don't know if he meant that. I mean, Madsen makes a mistake, gives the ball to Bellingham, and then after the rest is history. I don't think he means to hit the ball back on the ground. I think if we see on the last replay, you will see that the ball like will pop up a bit, and then it will help him to finish it. I mean, if you see that this one now, whoop, boom, the ball is going up. He hits the ball on top of the ball, and then, you know, once you make that ball do that, usually you can beat the keeper, especially if the ball is on target.
Oh, were you blowing kisses at?
Wow. Hey, let's not go there.
Oh,
let's not go
the
there.
camera on me for.
Let's move on swiftly.
What we're going to move on with, Vinicius Jr. Let's take a look at a quick recap of his night in general and see how that went. Here we go. Let's take a look.
Yeah, for me, I think he was the only one who showed anything in that first half, really, and was looking dangerous. I actually feared for the Borussia Dortmund fullback. This came in the first sort of minute of the game. He left them for dead, and I thought he's going to have a huge problem throughout this game. But he still ends up being the match winner in the second half, because it was difficult for him to show his true self, because Real Madrid weren't dominant on the ball, and it was Borussia Dortmund who were creating the chances. But every chance he got, he caused a huge problem.
You know what's so good about him, though? He's direct. Normally you see wingers get wide and then come back and go inside, but he just direct when he plays on the left or number 9. He gets his goal and fully deserved everything that he's been through at Real Madrid. He's a top player, and the guy said he's the best in the world right now, and he performs in the biggest of games, so I can't disagree with that.
I mean, it is really interesting. We know the news that's coming in the next day or two on Mbappe. How Carlo Ancelotti will sort of fix that, no problem, but they play in the same position. If we're being totally honest, Kylian Mbappe is at his best wide left. Vinicius Jr is at his best wide left. They're probably the two best players in the world, Thierry. I mean, is that a good problem to have, or is it something that...
Well, like I said before, it's luxury. It's a luxury problem. You know, that's the type of problem you want. But then Ancelotti talked about the balance earlier. He thought that the team wasn't balanced well on the counter. Well, having Kylian, you're going to have another problem balancing that team when you're not going to be on the ball. I'm not saying you cannot do that. I'm just saying you add another problem to the balance of the team. We've seen Paris Saint-Germain having 3 monsters and they couldn't balance it out. So,
when you look at the two players, similar positions, who do you think moves? Do you think it's Vinicius moving through the middle, or do you think it's Mbappe? Who gets that left wing position?
Well, hey, it's a tough one, you know, because I don't know if you even ask Ancelotti now, if he can answer that now. We all know that Vinicius Jr has been playing there for a little while. I don't know if recently him moving into a 9 position is to prepare the future. I don't actually know. We saw how Kylian finished the season with Paris Saint-Germain, also playing as a 9. I know that they're both, you know, as you mentioned before, better on the wing, but I don't know who's going to go where and what and how they're going to find that new shape, because the shape for me of the 4-3-1-2 that we saw today was more a 4-4-2. You know, when they were defending off the ball, was to make sure that Bellingham could operate in the middle of the field. So I don't know what type of system he's going to find to make sure that those guys can coexist. Very important.
You said it's a luxury problem to have, at least on the field. What about in the dressing room? What kind of division what kind of problem is it there? Is it why did you frown at me when I said that? I would imagine that two players who are used to, you consider this Vinicius Jr.'s team. You've said that before, right? Kylian Mbappe will come in and will want to consider Real Madrid his team. He's very used to that.
Why would he do that?
Why wouldn't he? He's considered the best player in the world
widely. You do that on the field. Why? You arrive and
let's not act like players don't have egos. No. Come on now.
Yeah, but, okay, Thierry. When you arrived at Barcelona, you had big stars in the team. You was thinking in your head, I'm going to be the main man in this team. Is what came.
I said to myself, I will show that I can be. This is where I was going from. Nobody goes and say, hey, I'm the. No, you show that you can be. It's a different ball game. Why? You want me to tell you why? Because you want nothing at that club when you arrive. Nothing whatsoever. And that's a fact. That's it. Period.
What you spying?
I've just dropped to get that, because I've just seen the Borussia Dortmund manager coming. And we desperately need an interview, don't we?
Why? Because it's gotten awkward here, or what?
Yeah, because we just keep going through the same goals.
Fair
I feel like I've gone through that Vinicius Jr goal 4 times.
Do you want to go through some of the first half chances for Borussia Dortmund? Because I think we did think going into half-time, we thought, man, they will regret not taking one or two of those opportunities, because this game could have been very different had they managed to do
They had so
that.
many opportunities. I think the first one we're going to show is Adeyemi, and Carvajal chooses to step up, and he just gets the ball stuck between his feet. I mean, Thierry is better placed to talk about this situation than me, but I just think he holds his run perfectly. Now he's got the ball. He needs to knock that ball to his right, but he goes on his left-hand side, makes it even harder for himself. The goalkeeper makes a good save, makes it difficult for him, but I just think he didn't have enough composure in that moment. And then Fulkrug, your man, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it would have just been offside. We show it because obviously the referee's assistant didn't put the flag up. Rightly so, because it was so tight. But I think if it ends up in the back of the net, it goes to VAR and it probably just gets chalked off. But it just showed the problems that they were causing. And Carlo Ancelotti mentioned that he couldn't cope with the sort of counter-attack Thierry.
But especially, look, I mean, his first touch there wasn't great. If he pushes the ball forward, then he can finish. What Carlo Ancelotti is saying is, if you lose the ball too cheaply against a team like that, they will hurt you. But they couldn't finish.
I remember when we watched the Champions League in final in, I think it was Paris, wasn't it? The one a couple of years ago where, yes, right, sorry, c'est pas Paris.
Exactement.
So remember when we watched that final together, Micah, and then, sorry, go ahead, take a look at these Thibaut Courtois.
No, I just think for someone who's been out injured for so long, I know he's played the last 4 games before tonight, this is his 5th game, but to come out and put in a performance like that, like TT said, it was the best goalkeeper a while ago, and okay, in terms of the modern day goalkeeper, he's not the most elegant on the eye when playing out from the back, but in terms of shot stopping, commanding his area, crosses, organisation, incredible.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say. When we watched him play in Paris, we were all so impressed. So impressed, in fact, that we had you switch out your seat and we brought Peter Schmeichel in.
Oh, wow, we're going to do that again?
No, I'm
joking.
Know
what? Let's get Peter in.
No, but he was just so good then. And then to do the same, to come, we've got to go to a break in a minute. Oh, you know, Peter,
come on. Get yourself in here.
I really enjoyed you talking about goalkeepers.
I thought I delivered it quite well, to be honest.
I think you did really, really well.
Okay, but let's go to the master now.
The only thing, though, is he's not been out for that long. He's played 4 games.
No, I said that.
It's enough.
Okay.
And he's hungry.
All right.
4 games is enough, Peter. If he looked bad, you know what we would all be saying? Oh, he'd only had 4 games.
Correct.
Yeah, but he's got that quality, hasn't he? He's just one of the best goalkeepers ever. And he's just proven that time and time again. Again, I think he's man of the match for the sole reason. I mean, that is a fantastic save. I think the first one where is it Adeyemi who's alone with him?
He gives him
just
nothing.
He waits and waits and waits.
Yeah.
That just shows you that the guy he is, he's ready. That was simple. But I think he's man of the match today for the sole reason that he keeps Real Madrid at 0-0. They don't go in at half-time 3-0 down, which they should have done. 3-0 down, it's even for Real Madrid, that's a mountain to climb.
What's so good about him, Peter? As a goalkeeper...
I can't believe that you said he's not good on the eye.
No, I mean, sometimes he looks a little bit awkward. So if we're talking about Edison, and he obviously got a big frame and all that. I'm talking about the modern
Edison with the ball at his feet is just elegant,
Yeah, exactly.
But then you won't see many goalkeepers as elegant as that. I think he's really good in his overall play. There isn't sort of a weakness. One of the very, very good things I like about him is he controls the box. If the ball comes in the air, he will get it. He doesn't give many headers away. I know that Fulkrug was offside there at the end. He couldn't come for that cross, but he does control his box. And if they give the ball back to him, which we saw in the first half, there was a ridiculous back pass from here. It was a volley. He just took it down nice and easy and passed it out. And he looks calm. He looks composed. He looks good in every situation. And when it's important, he makes the saves.
No, I worked with him, and not as a goalkeeper coach, obviously, but one thing that I would say about him is that whenever you're on the bench, obviously when I was with Belgium, you're never scared when the ball enters the box. And that, for me, that's a sign of a great goalkeeper. He calms people down. And we all played. When that cross come, I'm not scared. I wasn't scared when Thibaut was in goal. And he made mistake in his career, don't get me wrong, but you don't have that feeling. He calms people down. And tonight, what he did, I didn't even see him panic once. His team was suffering. He never stepped out of his line to kill anybody. I'm the goalkeeper.
Did you see anybody do that in the whole team?
I know, but
that's real, I mean,
what do goalkeeper do usually?
Yeah,
when you make that save, that's what you're
why
supposed to do.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Seriously, I've seen him doing it. What you do, you kill your centre back making the mistake. He never does.
Peter, good to have you here with us. We've missed you, man. Good to see you. We are going to
entire campaign without losing the game, and that surprised me, Macca. Did it surprise you?
No, because I've followed them most of the year. To be honest, they've lost once in the league to Atletico Madrid. They lost once in the Copa del Rey to Atletico Madrid. So they're the only 2 defeats they've had all season. So it's no surprise at all. And you don't need to be at your best. We've said that on a number of occasions. You know, they've had last-minute winners against Union Berlin, difficult results against Napoli, but they just find a way to get over the line. And once they're in the knockout stages, that's when they come to life. Mid-February, knockout stage of the Champions League. That's when they step it up a couple of gears. And then we have this familiar end of May, beginning of June, where you see a Real Madrid captain lifting the Champions League.
They didn't have it all their own way in the first half. Dortmund were really dominant and will really be kicking themselves for not making the most of those chances. But in the second half, really started to turn it on. Do you think the warning signs were there, Rio, especially for the first goal?
Yeah, there were warning signs, but you have to punish the opponents when you get in chances at goal. This is the cup final. This is where little details decide matches. Carvajal, this was a warning earlier, I think 5 or 10 minutes before. Great delivery, same run, second time again. You see him, gets a little bit of separation, bang. Don't give him 2 chances at this level because they'll take it. And it was a great header in the end. But listen, Jose said to me straight away, look at the size of him, he shouldn't be getting 3 headers in them areas from a set piece. It's true, and I think Borussia Dortmund will be disappointed.
That's football.
It's football.
Right, let's go home now. Come on.
I don't have stats. I don't have data in my hands. I don't know if Borussia had more ball possession. For sure, they had more shots on target. One goal makes a difference.
Real Madrid did have more possession, by the way.
They did? In the second half.
Yeah. I mean, Borussia Dortmund have had more clean sheets than everybody this year. And the smallest person, we talked about Mats Hummels, who just walked past us before, being immense this year. Defensively, even getting on the score sheet a couple of times. And that, as you said, one of the smallest men on the field, after the warning 10 minutes later, goes up and does exactly the same thing again and scores.
Let's have a look at the second goal, shall we? This is Vinicius Jr, and it came from a Jude Bellingham assist.
Yeah, Jude Bellingham, most assists in the Champions League this year. 5 assists, but he gives the ball. Look at Jude, yeah, hands up. He knows that he gives it to Vinny and he's going to score. But it's unfortunate for the young left-back from Chelsea, Maatsen, because I thought he's been brilliant in this campaign. One little moment of a lack of concentration and he gets absolutely punished.
It was a brilliant scuffer, wasn't it? He scuffed his shot into the ground. See it here, perfect. Oh, gets it all wrong, but it doesn't matter. As long as it rustles in the back of the net, that's all that matters.
Thing is, though, Steve, as well, decisive player. 2 finals now, 2 goals for this guy.
Yeah, I told that with Carlo, for Vinicius, the goals become wider. This situation, face-to-face with the keeper, on a little diagonal, 4 or 5 years ago, Vinicius wouldn't score. You know, his visual camp got wider. Becomes a player of another dimension.
Yeah, he follows Sergio Ramos to score in 2 consecutive finals. I know he never played last year because Manchester City, Inter Milan were in that one, but he scored the year before against Liverpool. He scored again now.
Vinicius Jr. as well, I just saw doing a celebration to Jude Bellingham. That was Jude Bellingham's celebration, just to show his appreciation, I guess, for that assist.
Yeah, listen, there seems to be a great camaraderie between these boys as well. It's not just good footballers together. They look like a good bunch who enjoy each other's company. And that, for your team, Josie, I'm sure when you're managing, you want that, don't you?
A good dressing room is so important. If I can find something in common to my most successful teams, is a good, healthy dressing room, for sure. And you are right, you can you can feel it, you can smell it, that these boys are a good family.
There you go. They're going to enjoy their celebrations for a little bit longer.
I think this is the important one.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Where's his cigar?
I don't think he's going to be sprinting to the crowd.
He cannot smoke on the pitch.
Someone's already lit his cigar and he's waiting for him on the way. 1 foot off that pitch.
Go on, do it again.
Yeah. Carlo, he's just lifting.
Is that his 7th?
There we go.
Here he goes. Look at his boots. He's got boots. He has got boots.
Wow. That is his 5th. That is his 5th.
I love that. I love to see that though.
Tell you what, he's going to need a sit down after that. He said after the semi-finals as well, we're going to have a party.
Here they go, look.
He invited Emma Dodds to the party. Hang on a minute, be careful.
There's the bumps.
Carlo
There's the
Ancelotti
bumps.
go.
He might need some yoga and Pilates after this.
Goodness me. That was quite incredible, wasn't it? How dominant can this team be now? Like we say, they might make more additions in the summer, and they could also make an addition that is going to absolutely wipe the rest of the Champions League clubs out dry. If they get Kylian Mbappe, that would just be enormous.
Yeah, I think everybody was just waiting for this game to be out of the way, wasn't it? You had to respect PSG, you had to wait for their season to end, you had to wait for this, and I think the announcements will be made in the next 48 hours or so. Kylian will come in, Endrick, the new Brazilian superstar, will come in, 2 forwards, and then I think that might be it actually for Madrid, and then the year after next they'll concentrate on some defensive areas, the full-back certainly that they're going to be looking at, but very methodical, aren't they, Jose, in picking their players?
But Bellingham will score less goals next season.
Yes.
Less goals.
Yes.
Because the system is going to change, the position of Bellingham is going to change. They will play Rodrigo, Mbappe and Vinicius. They will play
Where do you think he'll play then, Jose? Because he won't replace Kroos, will he? Is that too defensive?
For me, he will play with 2 midfield players and Bellingham behind the 3 attacking players. So midfield he will play probably Valverde, Camavinga or Tchouaméni.
Yes.
And Luka coming when the game needs eyes.
Yeah.
But with these guys, Rodrigo, Mbappe and Vinicius, to play against them is hard.
They seem to, the way they've recruited, it's almost like they're future-proofing this team.
Yes, they are, yes.
I mean, you might be losing a Toni Kroos, but you've got a Camavinga, Valverde, you've got Jude now, you've got Tchouaméni didn't even play today. Do you know what I mean? They've got players that can come in and really just like take over the mantle. The recruitment has been really, really good, I think.
And you know what they're excellent at as well? You know, you've got a Dani Ceballos, you've got a Lucas Vazquez, you've got a player who's willing, a Joselu to willing. I mean, he'll have to go back, he's on loan, whether they make it permanent, we never know. But you've got players in the background who are more than happy to be bit part players because they want to stay at this club. They know how special it is, they know how successful they are, they know how many medals they're accumulating, how many bonuses they're going to pick up for winning the treble, and they want to stay.
But Steve, and you, Jose, I'm sure all the great teams that you've managed and we've played in, you've always had, yes, the starting 11 and the great players. But as important as those players are the squad players, the players that can come in. Like Nacho there, the captain,
one of them,
he's one of them.
Exactly.
He's waited and been patient. He's one of the squad players for years. But they have a role to play that is vital when you ever want to win, not just the one, but multiple trophies.
Look, these celebrations are going to continue on the pitch, but Carlo Ancelotti has managed to, not just after getting the bumps and jumping around and celebrating himself, he's managed to find his way over to Jules Breach. So let's get a little bit of reaction with the Real Madrid manager now.
Carlo, massive congratulations, a record 5th Champions League title for you. What does this one mean?
It seems a dream, but it's not a dream, reality. Really happy for sure. Really difficult game as usual. They played better in the first half, we played better second half, but the final is like this. We were able to win, it was a fantastic season, and also, of course, we are really happy to be able to win the cup.
You've managed many teams in your illustrious career, Carlo, but Real Madrid are special in this competition. How do they always find a way?
It's the history, the tradition of this club, of course the quality of the player, the fact that the club is a family. We have a fantastic environment. We are working all together without problem. The atmosphere is really good in the dressing room, and I honestly have to say thank to my club, of course, but also the player with not a big ego, really humble. It was not difficult to manage this squad this season.
Dortmund made it really difficult out there for you tonight, though. What did you need to do just to turn the game around?
I don't know what we are going to do. For sure, we are not going to sleep. This is sure.
Congratulations, Carlo.
They have indeed, and just alongside me, Mac had just popped over to the pitch and he came back with this, a signed Jude Bellingham shirt, and I think that's really lovely because you interviewed him before the match, didn't you? And what did you say to each other to get that?
Well, I donated a pair of boots that I scored in the 2000 Champions League final. I donated it, to the Real Madrid Museum recently, and they promised me a signed Jude shirt. I could have got the team, but I just said no. I just want the Englishman, and I'll give that to my little boy.
I think that's really lovely.
It's lovely, yes.
We need to double up on his security as he leaves, because Rio's got a habit of nicking the match balls as well.
I know he has.
Yeah.
Why don't you just tell everyone, yeah? Right.
There's not one under here yet. I think me and Josie are walking away with absolutely nothing today. Listen, let's discuss a little bit more about Real Madrid in a second, but we do want to get the Borussia Dortmund side of this, and just how well they played in the first half and how they might be feeling after a really, really disappointing loss, but still reaching the Champions League final. Reshman is on the platform with a couple of guests.
Thank you very much, Laura. Yes, I'm alongside Owen Hargreaves. Let's talk about how Borussia Dortmund might be feeling. They put out a post on X and it says, football isn't a fairy tale and there aren't always happy endings. Our story continues and we couldn't do it without your support. Our yellow wonder wall through it all. Thank you, with a yellow heart. Tells you everything. I mean, it's just such a sad way to finish the campaign when you look at how they played, Owen.
Do you know what? I thought they played terrific. They played so well. I thought Jose nailed it. He said, you know, at half-time it's 0-0. Dortmund couldn't have played any better than Dortmund. Real Madrid couldn't have played any worse, and it's still tied. When you get a chance against the top teams, you got to take them. And they just didn't take it. Their final touch, some of the final touches and the finishing just wasn't of the quality they need to be. But everybody at half-time, Maka, myself, everyone said, look, if they get a chance, Real Madrid, they're going to score. They'll take their chances. And it is a shame for Dortmund. I think a lot of the neutrals probably wanted them to win. They were such massive underdogs. They outplayed Real Madrid for large parts of that. But football's about 90 minutes, you know, and you got to hang in there when you need it. Real do that better than anyone. But, you know, you got to be disappointed for Dortmund because they played terrific. All the players, they put in a proper shift. But Real Madrid, I don't know. They just got it when they need it,
Yeah.
and that's all football is. You got to have it when you need it. Real Madrid are the masters of it.
Yeah, whatever that magic potion is, someone needs to bottle it, and it will sell for quite a lot, won't it? Borussia Dortmund suffered heartbreak at the end of last season on the final day with the chance to win a Bundesliga title. They've lost out on the final day of the season in the Champions League final as well. Which do you think hurts more, Owen?
I think this would probably hurt a little bit more. I mean, the Bundesliga was a shock, but I think obviously getting to a final was so unexpected against Real Madrid, and to play so well, to outplay Real Madrid for large parts and be so close will be heartbreaking. But I think they can be proud of themselves. They got brilliant fans. Their fans were absolutely terrific today. Showed out in big numbers. Edin Terzic had a terrific game plan. You know, they just didn't take the chances that came their way, and you knew Real Madrid, if they got one or two, they were going to take them. So who's going to think Dani Carvajal is going to score a header on a corner, you know? So, look, they'll be disappointed, Dortmund, because it's hard to get to a Champions League final and it's hard to win one. But they can be very proud of the way they conduct themselves, the way they played. And, yeah, a terrific campaign. They just didn't have enough in the final moment, that's all.
Yeah, they didn't. Look, a word on Marco Reus. And we talk about players that are ending their career. Toni Kroos ends on a high. Marco Reus, I mean, is he the unluckiest player in football history?
I spoke to him on Tuesday. Do you know what? He was so lovely. Such a great player. He's had an amazing career. Turned 35 yesterday. What a highlight that would have been to finish Dortmund fan. You know, to win the Champions League. He's going to leave the club. This is his last game, obviously, for the football club. He still wants to play, unlike Toni Kroos. But you're right, he's unlucky. But you know, only one team can win it, one loses it, and you feel for Marco because he's had an incredible career. He's been unlucky in big moments. He'll be heartbroken, he'll be devastated. But it wasn't meant to be, you know, and there's no point in hanging on to it. He's had an incredible career. The longevity is remarkable at the top of the game. He'll be disappointed, but, you know, it wasn't meant to be today.
It really wasn't. I mean, and where do Dortmund go from here? Because we've seen in the last 2 seasons they've lost a big talisman, haven't they? Last season they lost Jude Bellingham. The season before they lost Erling Haaland. I mean, Marco Reus is going, but he didn't have that same role in the last few seasons. So where do they go from here?
But I think they can take huge confidence from the way they played today. Mats Hummels, Schlotterbeck, Kubel, they were absolutely terrific today. The midfield, Sabitzer, Chan, put in a massive shift. I just thought they lacked a little bit at the top of the pitch, a bit of quality there. You think in past seasons they've had Dembele, they've had Haaland, they've had Bellingham. If they're playing today, they could probably win that game. So I think that's the area they'll probably look to address in the summer. A striker, maybe an attacking player. But I thought all in all they played terrific. They can be so proud of themselves the way they played today.
And how proud will Edin Terzic be today? So just on the brink, wasn't he?
Do you know what? I think for all of us that have been in the game a long time, you know, Rio, Maka, myself, Jose, the game is such about fine margins, those fine margins. And I think obviously for Edin, they didn't really go his way, but I thought it was amazing that Jose went up to him and just gave him a hug. He knows what it's like as a manager. It's so tough. The margins are so fine. But I think he can be super proud of his players. His game plan was really good. They just were a bit short at the end.
Will he stay, do you think?
Oh, definitely has to stay. I thought they played terrific today.
Okay. Owen, thank you very much. That's it from us up here on the presentation platform. Back down to you, pitchside Laura and gang.
Thank you very much, guys. There was a really lovely moment that we caught on camera, actually, Jose, just before the last break, where you walked onto the pitch, you saw Edin Terzic on his own, and you went to console him. What did you say to him?
I told him, he was saying that it's very, very hard. And I was telling him, time is not going to help you. It's going to be very hard for the rest of your career, for the rest of your life. But you have to be very proud of the work you did, because you did amazing. And as a coach, you couldn't do more. The coach cannot score. The coach cannot put the ball in the net. The coach can organize, the coach can give mentality, the coach can give confidence, and he did all that. Then he's not the guy to go into the pitch and to kick the ball into the net, which was what missed to his team. But the approach was amazing. They were brave. They make a really good difference between what is press high and making the block a little bit lower. They did good covers to Vinicius and to Rodrigo, never 1-against-1, always with a good cover. They did everything well, apart of scoring. So as a coach, he has to be proud, but he's not going to forget.
It's not. Let's get some reaction with him, because he's speaking with Jules now.
Edin, commiserations. Your team were absolutely brilliant out there tonight. How are you feeling right now?
Difficult, very tough to find the right words. I think performance-wise, we showed a great game, but then we also found out why they became champions for the 15th time. They've been so effective, and this was something that we missed. But the proud thing is that I think we gave a really good game, and we showed everybody that we are here to win, not to play a game. We are here to win, and I think we've been very close, and it's been small things missing, but congratulations to them to keep this kind of hunger to win it again. You see why they are the true champions.
You must be so proud of your players, though.
Yes, I am. The first feeling is really that this is a proud moment, because we brought nearly 100,000 people from Dortmund to London, and everybody had the belief that we can make it. And I think this is something that was a fantastic journey in this campaign in the Champions League. But to be honest, it's also a bit empty inside, because it was a great opportunity and we unfortunately didn't make it.
You talk about the amount of fans that have come here to watch. That was you 11 years ago when Dortmund were last here at Wembley, and it's heartbreak again. How do you differentiate the feelings as a fan and as a manager?
I don't know if there is a big difference at the minute. The only thing is like that if you see what the boys, and this is the difference between me as a coach and me at the time as a fan on the stand. Now I saw every day what we did to get here, how much desire, how much pain and how much hard work was left on the training ground for 333 days in 214 sessions to be here. And this is something that is a bit different. As a fan, of course you're suffering and you also have a lot of passion, but if you see how much the boys did, and then to get this kind of disappointment is a bit different.
How much belief, though, does this give you that next season you can take this and you can go again?
This is the biggest challenge that we face. So we, as I said, we brought so many fans from Dortmund to London, and everybody had that belief. And now it's about us to keep this belief high, that the doubt not takes over, even though that there is maybe a setback in the beginning of the preseason or the beginning of the next season, to show that we need this kind of belief, because everything in life starts with a belief. And if you have a belief, then you're going to get trust. And if you got trust, things are happening your way. And this is what we need to do. In the world of sports, there will always be a winner and a loser. We've been very close to that, but now it's not only to taste this kind of feeling, it's more about to keep that belief high. So no room for doubts, we need to keep the belief.
We just saw at the final whistle as well, you speaking to Jude Bellingham. You obviously know him well when he spent time at Dortmund. What did you say to each other?
Now, to be honest, basically when he left us, I said the same thing that I said to Erling Haaland, that I was proud to be their manager, and I was there when they won their first title in their career, and when we won the German Cup in 2021. But I was quite sure that I won't be around when they win the Champions League. Erling did it last season, and unfortunately I was here when Jude won it. We tried to avoid this, but I'm quite sure that this was Jude's first Champions League trophy, and it's a very proud moment for him, so congratulations to him, to the whole family. I know what Mark, Denise and Joby are doing to get this success in the family, and big congratulations to him and his family.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
You're welcome.
What a wonderful interview. He is obviously just an incredible manager and a real motivator as well. And he gets so much out of those players to get them this far as well. You've been in this situation where you've been in Champions League finals as a player. You lost twice. How difficult is what he is saying to pick yourself up and go again?
It doesn't happen overnight. I think Jose was bang on. It was correct about it. It will last a long time. But these moments, you have to go through rough times and good times in your career. It's part and parcel. We're talking about Carlo, who's been a fantastic manager. He's so successful, but he's had down times as well where things haven't gone well. But it's about resilience. It's about what's the comeback. How do you come back? And these Dortmund players are going to have to do that. This guy here, he must be thinking, wow, my first season, can this ever get any better than this? He'll be hoping, and I'm sure he won't be one for wanting, because he seems like a really well professional, level-headed guys and want to go again, but he's got a big Euros in the summer to go with as well.
Just back to Eden as well. He finds a way to reinvent the team when they lose big players. He mentioned Erling Haaland there as well, losing Jude Bellingham, and have to find a way around it. That must be difficult as well. And how much do you rely on the staff around you to bring in those players and help you out in that sense?
They are another good example of simplicity in the structure, football people in charge. Aki Watzke, years and years and years of football. Then the technical director is always a former player that becomes a technical director. The market is always done in the right way. They get the young player, they sell the young player a couple of years later. They invest again. Sometimes they invest previously. They know the profile. Of course, the full crew is not Haaland, but Haaland is only one, and Man City bought him. But they always manage to do it. As I was saying before, to Sebastian before the match, they got players that clubs didn't want it, but they believe in Sabitzer, they believe in Malen, they believe in Sancho. The stability to the coach. They trust the coach, but they know the coach, and he didn't win the titles, but he was just close to do it. When you are close to do it, it's not your quality that makes the difference, it's the small detail. So for sure, Edin is a good coach, and they believe, they gave him some stability, and this is the kind of club. In this moment they have a Bayern that is not a Bayern anymore. Bayer Leverkusen took advantage of it. Maybe next season is that time, because really Bayern doesn't took the Bayern we know for 2-3 decades.
What I would say is he's a very impressive man, isn't he, the manager? He's just lost, a hugely important game for himself, for his family, for his team, for his club. But yet he was over here. Of course, Jose went over to speak to him on the pitch, but he came and joined us. We've spoken to him off camera. He came over, he shook hands with everybody. He's gone right along the line. And that's very hard to do. And then he spoke to Jules very eloquently there about Jude's family at a moment like this. So an incredibly impressive man, and he's got a bright future ahead of him if he keeps on along those lines.
He seems a good loser. Like, I'm a bad loser, I have to say. I don't know about you guys. I'm not a good loser like that. I wouldn't want to be coming here and talking to the press. What am I going to say? I'm too bitter. I would be, and I always was. Every now and again, but this type of game, I'll walk straight through the mix.
Yeah, it's a bit cruel.
Yes.
We know we have to do it. It's part of the game. It's part of the rules. It's part of the contract. But it's cruel for a player, for a manager, to go to the press. You just want to hide yourself. You just want to cry. Let the winner speak.
Yeah.
It's hard, but he did amazingly well. I think the game was clean. Nobody speaks about the referee. We are here for 2 hours, 3 hours. Nobody even mentioned the name of the referee. Why? Because nothing happened, because everything was clean, because there is no controversial. So when you lose in such a way, it's easier to behave.
Graciously.
You know, unfortunately for me, and I was punished for that in the last Europa League.
Yes.
You know, I will die and I will not accept. You know, I will be in heaven and I still not accept why was not a penalty minute 85. I will not accept. So for him, it was easier to behave. But honestly, that's the feeling I had the first time I met him in a West Ham, I think West Ham Tottenham or West Ham Man United.
That her son won the Champions League, or the fact that she got a photo with Jose.
Honestly, it'll be close.
Jude, thank you for joining us. I know that you've got so much celebrating to do with your family behind you, but just sum up that moment for us.
Special feeling, you know. I think those guys in there have 5 and 6. I think they always said to me, enjoy your first, because it's a feeling like no other when you finally kind of reach the mountain. They always say about how it's important to maintain that level now, but never forget your first and enjoy it. And so they've been great with me all week. And, you know, it was a difficult game. I think they were probably better for the majority, but it comes down to moments. And I think if you don't kill us, then it's going to come back to haunt you, you know.
How important were those experienced players? I remember when I went to the change room at United, and when I had moments of doubt, I always looked to the Leroy Keanes, etc. You've got the Toni Kroos and the Luka Modric. How important are these guys for you, getting you to this point?
It was a big part of my feeling before the game, to be fair. I think the times when I was alone and I was in my room and I was thinking about the game, I was in a bit of a place where I was like, how do I feel about this? I'm not as confident. And then you come down for dinner and you see them playing cards, you see them messing about, talking about, and you think, oh, God, they've got me, do you know what I mean? So, in the end, a great result, and obviously champions of Europe, so can't get better than that.
It's a nice ring to it, isn't it?
I know, yeah. I know.
Treble winner?
Yeah. Well, I won't call it a treble. Next year, maybe, but, you know, we missed out on one. And
you count the Super Copa.
No, you got to count it. You got to count. It's not a proper treble, but no, we still. It's 3 trophies, and first season, the players here, they make it easy. The staff. It's a hard club to play for when you get here, and people don't often realise the magnitude of the club until you get there. You guys will know, and to be here and to kind of settle the pressure a little bit with how I've done the first year is really nice.
When I saw you score the first goal at the Bernabeu, and go like that, I knew that you were there.
Well, just explain a little bit more detail about what's difficult for anybody who has, like, these guys have been in there, you're in there. I'm one of many that hasn't. What details of what is that difficult at moments?
I mean, I think we're from kind of 3 different eras of Real Madrid, and I think we'd all probably say the same thing about the pressure. It's a lot when you're in the club. There is this bubble of the players and the staff, but outside of that, you do feel like it's kind of the world on top of you. You know, I never forget. You know, stuff happens in training, and in 5 minutes after the session, it's out in the media and things like that. And you know, that's the reason why playing for this club and winning for this club is so rewarding, because you know you hold that pressure, you absorb it, and then moments like this is when you can really enjoy and kind of settle until it starts again next summer.
And going out into Madrid, what's that like for you? I mean, you're superstar status now. You're a young kid, but I'm thinking you can't be going out anywhere without like security or because people are just roadblocks for you.
It's difficult, but I think the people are really loving. To be honest, they come up to you, they kiss you on the face, give you a load of hugs. Honestly, it is. It's not go for coffee, and they never want to let me pay, things like that. And you know,
I'd like that.
Yeah. My mum loves it. My mum loves it. But Yeah, that's a massive part of settling in, when you can adjust not only as a player but as a person as well. The language, things like that.
Do you know when you're going to meet up with England? I mean, have you got time to go back, go to the the town hall, Estebelles? Can you go and enjoy yourself?
Yeah,
with your
so we're
team
doing
for
all
a
that
while?
tomorrow. I think we're going back straight away. We're doing all that tomorrow, and then I go back with the national team on the 8th. So I got a bit of time to rest and relax. I think I need to listen to my body as well a bit in this week. I'm sure there'll be a lot of celebrating.
I hope so.
Yeah.
What type of celebrate? Are you a dancer? Are you what are you?
Not really.
A sick karaoke man?
It depends what's inside me, to be fair. When you know what I mean, I think I'm going to need something a little bit stronger than Lucasade tonight. We'll see how it
Carlo,
goes.
because we saw you lot chucking him up in the air, and I tell you what, it worried us a little bit.
high
Giving
did
him
he
the
go?
bumps. It really did.
Honestly.
I don't even think he expected to go that high. But just a word on your manager and how much he's guided you.
Yeah, amazing. I think he's unlocked a part of my game that I probably didn't know I had to this level, and I think that's the thing about world-class coaches. Yourself, when you hear players talk about them, it's not only the respect that they give them as coaches, but as players, they make you realise really how good you can be. They test the limits of your potential, and every day it's like being at school again, when you feel like you're learning something new every day, and I think that shows in my game this year.
One other thing, just to take it away from today a little bit. How much are you looking forward to the likes of Kylian Mbappe coming through the doors here?
We don't know for certain.
Yeah, we don't know for certain.
We know. Come on, guys.
But if that was to happen, would be amazing. A player like him. You see tonight, I think it's the only little thing that maybe we're missing in terms of that clinical 9, and I think if he was to come and give us that, we'd be in a really, really great place. He'd take us to another level, and one of the best players in the world, clearly.
Wow. Could I also get a word on Toni Kroos? So you will say goodbye to him at Real Madrid. Since you've been here, in the short time that you've been here, how influential has he been on you as well?
He's an unbelievable person, player, professional. He's one of those players who kind of just does his work under the radar in every sense of the word, on the pitch, off the pitch. He's the first in most of the days, getting his treatment and doing his gym, and he's a model professional, and for me to have a year of learning off him is a real pleasure.
If next season you play against Fenerbahce,
I thought that was an if as well, wasn't it?
Come on.
Well, it wasn't it?
Take it easy.
I did get word that you disappeared around a little moment in the first half, and then there was a suspicious message that went out on Fenerbahce's social media saying that you said there's going to be an announcement tomorrow, didn't you?
Sign the contract over there.
We all wondered where you went, but there we go. So you might just be seeing Jose in Europe as well.
Well done.
Thank you.
Excellent. Lovely to speak to you as always, Jude. Congratulations, and love to your family as well. It's wonderful watching you all together.
Enjoy
Thank
the
you so much.
celebrations.
Oh, well, they're going to be some special celebrations as well, aren't they? Look, an incredible moment, and you just imagine this is going to be the first of many, many, many titles for that young man. And he's right. You've now got to just relax for a little bit, not long, and then the Euros is there, and he's got to kind of put it all on again for England.
Yeah, well, we need him to not drink and not enjoy this celebration. No dancing, no karaoke. Get ready for the Euros.
At least he's got a week off now, hasn't he? At least he's got a week off to really go and enjoy himself and celebrate in Madrid like he should do, and then he can make up and give us his best stuff.
Guys, was you any of you like me? I love the celebrations. I love the party after. I remember the party so well.
Questions were about the celebration.
I don't normally remember like a night out because sometimes you overindulge, but when it's winning like something like this, you enjoy it, lad.
Yeah. You never know if you are going to win it again.
Yeah.
So
true.
That's a nice bit of clarity from Ali McCoy, so I never thought I'd say those words. These are the qualified teams already
Still don't
for next
understand it,
season.
Loads of games, league system, loads of games.
But look, don't worry about it. All you need to really know is that there are going to be more big matches earlier on in the competition. As I said, these are the qualified teams. There is space for 7 more. Fenerbahce could just be one of those teams. Qualifying starts very, very soon. If only there was someone around here that could give us a little bit more insight on that, but we don't have exact confirmation just yet. But look, guys, we've also got Aston Villa to look forward to next season as well. Another brilliant English team who've really shocked this season under Unai Emery.
Yeah, I mean, he's been fabulous, and he's come in there, he's turned things around, he's got their team playing a well-drilled kind of style of football that he's got Ollie Watkins firing up front, really delivering, but a real team ethic there, and somebody who's very experienced in Europe. He knows his way around European competitions, won many trophies there as well, so I'm sure his club will be going in there well equipped to perform well.
Jose, were you surprised that the English teams didn't make it further this season?
Champions League, I'm not really surprised with anything. When it gets to knockout, anything can happen, really.
Yeah, and when you talk about Real Madrid with the possible addition of Kylian Mbappe, do you think Manchester City are looking at that thinking, we need to really up ourselves now as well, despite all the work that they've done?
No, because I think if you looked at in isolation at the Manchester City Real Madrid games, it was just one of those results. Manchester City could have easily got the victory in the end, the way the game went. It goes down to penalties. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck here and there to get through to the next round, and you could have been talking about Manchester City here. So Manchester City are going to be strong enough. But yes, I think clubs now all around Europe will be looking at this game, looking at Kylian coming in, looking at Endrick coming in, knowing that Madrid with their new stadium, new revenue, we're going to have to do something to try and catch them up, or they're going to start to get further and further and further away from us, particularly with the FFP rules and things like that going around Europe at this moment in time.
You got Arsenal as well, and Arsene Wenger was just floating around here before the match and after the game. Would have loved to grab him for a quick interview.
I had to stand in between him and Jose.
Ask him about what he wants to do with the offside. My God.
Jose.
Oh my God.
And two World Cups and the FIFA.
Let me go before, please.
We did want to keep him slightly separate. I would have loved to see another face-off there. That would have been brilliant.
It's time for me to go.
Listen, Arsenal, just a word on Arsenal as well, because obviously going out to Bayern Munich, I'm going to get the giggles, going out to Bayern Munich, disappointing season for them and missing out on the league as well. But there is progression there.
Yeah, there's progression, but I think the Champions League is an area where I think they feel they could have probably done better. I think against Bayern, I think they were well equipped to go past Bayern, and maybe the inexperience was the thing that went against them. But again, they got closer to Man City, but just not enough. And no one will look back in years to come and go, "Oh, they were a good second team." You need to win. Next season, I'm sure Mikel Arteta will be building his team to really go one step further and one step better.
Jose, I can't let you go without asking your thoughts on two of your former teams as well, Chelsea and the season that they've just had, Spurs as well and the season they've just had, and what that might look like for them next season. Let's start with Chelsea. Mauricio Pochettino just announced that he's going to part ways.
I have no idea.
Not set for a return there then, no?
I have no idea. Tottenham, I have an idea.
Go on.
No, this is Tottenham, always fighting to be fourth, which would be amazing, between the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. Next season, Europa League, of course they can win it. They look stability, they're investing more. Amazing club, amazing facilities, such a beautiful stadium, you can feel it. Chelsea, I really don't know.
What about Man United?
I don't think anybody knows.
What about Man
Chelsea?
United, though?
A little improvement, but more of the same. I think in this moment, Pep laughs of the mess of the other clubs.